Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James Bailey. I'm the Secretary for the Department of Commerce, and it's my pleasure to welcome everybody here today. And welcome everybody to this beautiful place, Cooper's Rock State Forest. This place is a true gem for our state, has always been one of the most visited areas in the state, and as everybody can see, one of the true most beautiful places we have. And what we're here today to talk about is how it's about to get a whole lot better. And it's about to get a whole lot better, all thanks to one person. The governor, Jim Justice here. I believe there's not been a true bigger supporter of our state and public lands and outdoor recreation in general since Teddy Roosevelt himself. And everything we have, the investments we have going on all across the state, over 150 million in the last few years, and much more to come, are all thanks to his support. And we all owe him a huge debt of gratitude for that. But at this time, I'll turn it over to him to introduce, and unveil what we have going on here today. So thank you all very much. Now, our Governor, Jim Justice.
Well, James, your words are way too kind. We got all kinds of wonderful people here, dignitaries, and everybody. We got Chelsea Ruby, who's our Secretary of Tourism. We got James Bailey, our Secretary of Commerce. We got our Director of our DNR, and I'm sure I just saw a delegate. We've got lots and lots and lots of folks here that pull the rope and do a lot of good stuff. Great DNR officers right back here, and a lot of good people, and baby dog too. But let me just tell you just this. At the end of the day, what's going on in West Virginia today, you should take so much credit for. All of y'all. Really and truly, you've endured the storm, and you've pulled the rope, and you've really, really done so much goodness in your lives, it's unbelievable. We'd never, ever be here if it was because of just me or a delegate or absolutely all these great people. You'd never be here. All we did was really just believe in you and absolutely just turn you loose. At the end of the day, there's so much goodness going on in this state right now compared to what we've had in the past. It is off the chart. And we just want to keep making it happen. I've got probably a year and a few months or whatever left. And I'll promise you till the day either that I die or that I'm gone, I'm going to keep trying to run through the finish line. And I'm going to keep trying to make more and more and more goodness happen. I mean, really, you look at this place. For gosh sakes alive, just think, and I don't want to belabor the issue, but we had to be proud of our own pond. A guy in South Carolina told me over and over, you're not much of a frog if you're not proud of your own pond. And really and truly, first and foremost, we had to do that. And then all of a sudden, all kinds of things started happening. We really did have to change our image just a little bit. We know how good it is here, but so many people on the outside didn't know. And we were the blunt end of a lot of bad jokes and everything else under the sun. And now all of a sudden they've awakened to really and truly just how good you really are. They've awakened to the fact that we are that diamond in the rough that they missed. And so it's really, really, really special. And we have a real opportunity. God above that I believe in with all my heart and soul. And I let him down too much, and I try so hard not to. But with all that being said, I really believe that he made every one of you who you are for a reason, and me the same. So we go to work, and we work every day. Now, with all that being said, we have got it going on right now, and we can screw it up. We can blow our own legs off, and we don't need to do that. Absolutely, this is the greatest place. That's all there is to it. I mean, beauty that's unmatched, period. the very, very best people on the planet, the 4 greatest seasons on the planet, within a rock's throw of 2/3 of the population of this country. Natural resources off the chart, not just coal and oil and gas, but water and timber. For crying out loud, it is unbelievable what we have here and how we could have missed it. And we missed it in a lot of ways. We missed it for too long. We don't need to screw it up now. It's really good. And let me just tell you this about this little rascal. In just a minute, I'm going to move over there because I'm worried about her getting close here. And once she gets her momentum going, she can't stop. But if you want to come up and say hi, she'll just sit right here with me, and you can pet her or whatever you want to do. But I can tell you just this. There's something beyond just me walking around with a bulldog, and it's just this, is COVID was really tough. Man, it's still tough. And we still got to be careful. We can live with it, but we got to be careful. Now, with all that being said, along the trail, trip after trip after trip, you may think, well, how'd she get her name? Well, how she got her name was just this. 3 Christmases ago now, our son and daughter just handed this bulldog puppy over my shoulder. And I thought, oh, my goodness. We're in the bed every night with 2 Boston Terriers, and now this thing's going to grow into a 60-pound brown watermelon. And so she's going to get big. And she did. And she loves to be on the same diet that I'm on. But with all that being said, our little 2-year-old grandson was just a baby. And she would be walking around in the presents and all that kind of stuff as just a little 10-week-old puppy. And he would walk around saying, where'd that baby dog go? And so we named her Baby Dog. Now with all that, then hit COVID. And every time I'd have her with me or somewhere, I'd just look at her and she'd make me smile. And I could surely see she made you smile. Then on top of all that, then it got even worse. And so then I had her with me a good bit, and I found, and there was something that happened that I still this day don't understand. Bulldogs aren't supposed to like everybody, but she loved everybody. And then all of a sudden you just think about it, if you'll step back from it, is how could it be any simpler? If we could make others smile and we loved everybody, why does it need to be anything past that? And so really now I think then I think what I always think. An everyday occurrence in which God chooses to remain anonymous is the definition of coincidence. I really believe she's here for that reason. Because she made us smile and she showed us that everybody ought to be loving everybody. So with all that being said, I'm really proud to have her with me. She can't go all the time because she gets tired. She really does. Last night, to be perfectly honest, she kind of parks her head. Her head's heavy, and she'll park her head some places. Last night, it was on my belly. But she is she's really fun to be with, and I love dogs, but this one's really been kind of special. But with all that being said, let me just end by just saying just this. Cooper's Rock. Right now, what's happening is we're building all kinds of stuff. 25 campsites, I think. You're building a pedestrian bridge, but you're building these A-frame. You're starting construction on 5 A-frames that will be spectacular beyond belief. Have the view that will be unbelievable, and 15 more on top of that to come. What have we done? We've just become really proud of our own pond. That's all we've done. Literally, people are coming to our parks like crazy right now. You can't even get a place in our parks today. We've become proud of our own pond, and people on the outside are getting it now. So I salute you in every way for all you're doing, and I just say keep it up. You've got 2 great secretaries here and a great director, and I'll turn it over to Chelsea and maybe we'll do something really special here.
Thank you, Governor. And thank you for your leadership on this project and so many others. The governor mentioned we've done $150 million in our state parks over the last couple of years. I am certain that is more than any other state in the country has done in recent years in state parks. So you may wonder, how do we pick these projects? It seems like we've done dozens and dozens of ribbon cuttings. So I wanted to give just a little background. When we go to the governor with a list of projects, he always gives us two pieces of advice. One, he asks us, what are people in West Virginia looking for? What's popular? What do we need to expand? Where do we need more capacity? And two, he says, make it bigger and make it better. So this particular project is the result of both of those things. I went to him and I said, we need more lodging at our state parks. Every campsite everywhere is full. The cabins are overflowing. And he said, okay. And I said, we need unique lodging. Some of the most popular things we have are the fire towers, special campsites. People want something that's different, something they can't get in other places. So given all the publicity and recognition we've gotten in the last year over stargazing and dark skies in West Virginia, I'm thrilled to announce that these first 5 cabins are going to be the state's first stargazing cabins. So they're going to be just over here on the ridge. They'll overlook the canyon down by Raven Rock. They will have a spectacular view. They're perfectly positioned with skylights and telescopes inside to be one of the greatest places you can see stars on the East Coast. So I'm thrilled for all of these projects, but this one in particular, I'm excited to make this the very first in the state. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I know Baby Dog's getting hot, so I'm going to go quick, but I wanted to mention the success of these projects. We've done lots and lots of them, but we're not just cutting ribbons and moving on to the next thing. The governor's having us constantly look at those results and make sure that what we're doing is working, that what we're doing is allowing us to reinvest in the parks. So last night, I ran the revenue on the first quarter of 2023, and I compared it to 2019, which, Governor, you remember was a really, really good year for us, our best year on record. And compared to then, we are up over 200%. So online revenues compared to 2019 in the first quarter are up over 200%.
We got to clap for that. My goodness. That's really, really good. That's really good.
Now, if you're wondering what that means is that money's going back into our state park system. That's how we build new trails. That's how we continue to do new projects and create new amenities for West Virginians and visitors from all over the world. So, Governor, I want to give you a huge, huge amount of thanks for this project and so many others. We are improving these parks for West Virginians and certainly creating an international destination. So thank you very, very much. Yep, I'm going to turn it over to Brett, who's going to talk a little bit more. I focus on the cabins, but there's a lot of other things going on here, and Brett's going to expand on those. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea, and thank you for all the work that the tourism section does. I tell you, bringing the folks in, actually getting the media out, the marketing, the social media, that side of it is a huge undertaking, and they are very successful and very professional in their attack on this thing. So thank you, Governor. And something struck me when Secretary Bailey started talking, and he referenced the New Deal and the projects. You know, this is a CCC park that hasn't had much growth since that time. The facilities are still beautiful, magnificent, have served generations for many, many years since that program was in place. This is exactly the same thing. The dollars that you're investing across the state, we could really rival that to that same type of growth all across our system, and I'm glad to see it in another area. We've had yet several over the last couple of years. It's very refreshing. I'm a career guy. I've been in this system close to 25, 30 years now. You are the guy that has given the staff the ability and the drive and the push to get to these levels. So I do thank you for that, and I hope the citizens and all of our guests understand that philosophy, because it takes someone with that vision to be able to make these parks so successful. So this project, as the governor mentioned, and I'm not sure when we're going to unveil, they referenced the A-frames and all that. If we could, we can pull these things down, and I'll tell the folks just a little bit about what the cost is.
Jamie, bring me that lead and stuff. While y'all are doing that, I'm going to put Baby Dog's thing on because she's getting so hot, I'm worried about her taking off.
It is warm here. So yeah, you can see the reference earlier, the A-frame. They're going to be beautiful structures. They will be the only type of lodging like this we have in the state park system with that particular design. And this park in particular, this forest in particular, is going to receive over $10 million in investments over the next couple of years. We're hoping that the cabin project completes by the end of August of 24, it and the campground. We do have representatives, our engineers from CEC, our park engineering sections on site. I'd like them done quicker. Don't jeopardize quality, but let's push hard to move as fast as we can so we can get guests enjoying these beautiful features. This particular forest, as mentioned earlier, is one that is the most heavily visited, and revenues are extremely high. They operate right now at about an 85–86% self-sufficiency rate. This is going to put them over the top. This is exactly what they need to be the one state forest in West Virginia that is completely self-sufficient. So we are extremely excited about that. So having said that, I hope we get baby dog out of the sunlight. It is warm here. Our staff from Tigert Lake State Park brought up some refreshments. Feel free to engage in them. And the governor, I believe he said he'd be available for any questions or any pictures with baby dog after the event here. But come up and look at these renderings and enjoy our West Virginia state parks and forests. Thank you.
Sorry, Brett, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
All good.
I know I don't want her jumping over the hill.
That's a long way down.
Yeah.
You know, am I still on? You know, and since you said that, a couple people did ask about how did Cooper's Rock get its name. I don't know if the crowd all knows that, but it was actually a fugitive who was hiding out down in all these crevices and canyons, and he was actually by trade a cooper, which means he made the rings and created barrels. So he actually continued his operation in the 1800s when the iron industry was flourishing. As a matter of fact, there's some remnants of one of the original steam-driven furnaces right here on Cooper's Rock State Forest, the Henry Clay. So great facility. Take the time to go hike and enjoy it. Sorry, Governor, I had to throw that in.
No, please, that's good.
Thank you.
Good stuff, good stuff. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.